Our ultimate aim in life is to be happy, but it is not a tangible thing which can be bought beautifully gift wrapped. Like the deer, we are running all over the jungle looking for the ever elusive kasturi, musk, that is in fact inside the deer, and like the deer, we spend a lifetime looking for something that was within us from the very beginning. The quest for happiness is ironically the cause of much unhappiness. Friends, happiness comes from within. We blame others for all our problems, when in reality it is because of our belief system and our response to situations in life that we fail to experience happiness. John Milton said, "The mind is a place of its own. It can make a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. As a general rule, if we are doing anything willingly, we enjoy it. That is our heaven. If we are doing something unwillingly, we hate it. That is our hell." For example, observe a child who is trying to catch a butterfly. So absorbed is he in this task that he is oblivious to everything else. He does not feel the heat of the strong sun or the slush under his feet. Hunger or thirst do not affect him at that moment. If we find fulfillment in what we are doing, we have no time to be unhappy. So we can safely assume that one of the ways to be happy is through putting our shoulder to the wheel with full devotion. Find a worthy goal which is worth striving for. You will never get bored or be unhappy. In the words of Swami Vivekananda, he says, take up one idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. This is the way to fulfillment and hence to happiness. So, to be happy, we must learn to do things we have to do with a smile on our face and a spring in our feet. As a mother looks after an infant cheerfully in spite of discomforts. The pleasant or unpleasant feelings, the mental agony or elation are the result of our reactions to daily happenings. A visitor once asked one of the laborers engaged in the construction of a building what he was doing. He replied, he is carrying bricks. The same visitor asked the second laborer as to what he was doing. He said he was earning his livelihood. He asked the third laborer the same question, and his reply was he was helping in making a beautiful mansion. So friends, to be happy, it is a question of our attitude. The world seems to be full of unhappy people. We are all pushing ourselves towards earning good money, towards more lucrative options, entering into cutthroat competition. We have all become self-centered. Hence the level of tension has gone up, which leads to permanence of anxiety-related diseases, producing much unhappiness. Money can buy comforts, but not happiness. We can buy most comfortable bed and mattress, but we cannot buy sleep. So material possessions do not provide happiness. We have our battles to fight and hurdles to cross, but thought of self makes us unhappy. Remember, we all have greatness within us. It is our responsibility to bring it out. We should identify our distinct talent, work at it, and fix a higher goal in that field. Athletes, gymnasts, business people, musicians, industrialists all struggle to fine-tune their abilities before achieving success. Other people only see the laurels and accolades they have won, but they do not see the exertion or the toil that got them there. Remember, when all our resources and potential are directed towards our lofty mission, we experience great happiness. Inspire others also with a higher purpose. Reach out to them with love and affection. Give them a reason to come to work excitedly, not just to earn a living. Empathize, appreciate, and applaud their work. Boo very little. Cheer them up more, and we will be happier. When we act in a spirit of service and sacrifice for a higher cause, we feel exceedingly happy. Take time to savor small moments of joy. Express gratitude for people and things and to nature. If we perform random acts of kindness, we feel happy. Another important area for happiness is human relationships. This would often mean apologizing, forgiving those who may have hurt us. Extreme resentment, bitterness, or feeling of revenge poison our thoughts. With mending petty quarrels or gestures of kindness, relationships are medically restored, leading to happiness. The craving for love and recognition remains a vital need for human beings. Give that to people. Relationships provide us with sustaining power. Friends, happiness is not dependent on external circumstances. Rather, it is to be found in the simpler joys of life. Happiness also depends upon a clear conscience. If standing in front of the mirror every evening, we can answer that we have spent the day leading an authentic life, we have done no manipulation, we shall be happy and have a good night's sleep. Shakespeare confirms the same in his play Hamlet. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst then be false to any man. Thank you.